Hi, it's me again. I just wanted to say a quick word in person, as it were, about the course big picture. And I think my own elaborations on it might help you understand why I am going to be referencing it regularly throughout this course. So you'll notice at the top of the picture in the biggest box is the overall goal of this class. And that's for you to learn ways in which you can use technology to improve your instruction. And then, or I should say, to improve your teaching, because instruction is only one part of teaching. So that's the main goal. And then there are two big boxes underneath it. And one of them says the technology of teaching, and the other one says teaching with technology. So let me just say a little bit about the differences between those two big boxes and why I have it arranged so that you have to get to teaching with technology, you have to go through the technology of teaching. That box represents the fact that learning theories that have been developed over the years, learning theories provide the foundation for what are called instructional theories. And those represent models of experiences that you might define for your learners that are specifically designed to facilitate the things that you want them to learn how to do, the skills, knowledge, and attitudes. The reason why those are part of the technology of teaching is because designing effective learning experiences based on the learning theory, sort of the underpinnings of those models, all of that has been developed, and you need to approach them in a scientific way, in a technological way. And by that I mean I don't mean technology as computers or anything that you plug in or anything that's electronic. I mean the technology, the systems that exist in order to maximize the effectiveness of what you're doing as a teacher. And those systems are manifest in these instructional models. And so in that way, the word technology refers to applying these systematic, scientifically based principles to solve problems, in those cases, instructional problems. So I weave a lot of that into the projects that you're going to be developing, and I'll point out where it is I'm doing that. So once you go through that, then you look at teaching with technology, and that answers the question, okay, so I know that as a teacher, you're one of those important things you do is to define learning experiences that are effective. And then when you apply that to the resources, technological resources you have in the classroom, things like computers or tablets or cell phones or, other things that really are computers or other media in different ways, the application of that is what you will be learning more about specifically in these projects. So you're going to learn a little bit about how actual technology like network computers can help you build community. And that's one thing that you're going to be doing again in this class. Technology and your ability to research and your ability to use AI tools can help you better define what's actually worth learning in your classroom. That's probably the most important role that you're going to play as a teacher, is to make those decisions. So it's community building, it's deciding what's worth learning. And as part of community building, it's also technology can be used to provide an identity within a class. And that's really an important sort of foundation for community building, is to be able to have a personal identity that others recognize and can see, and then also to know what their what the other people in the community, what their identities are. So you're going to be learning a little more about that. And again, different ways that you might use technology to accomplish that. And then the biggest part of this class and the most projects address instruction and your ability to use different kinds of technology resources or electronic resources to define effective learning experiences. And so you're going to, do specific projects that deal with the defining meaningful learning contexts and presenting information in the most effective scientific way, and providing practice with feedback, and helping students review and elaborate on the material that they're interacting with in order to learn what you want them to learn. And finally, technology can be very useful in you continuing to develop your skills as an educator as you go through just your job, your professional job. So those are the boxes that sort of are the result of the idea of teaching with technology, and teaching with technology is driven by the technology of teaching. And that may sound a little confusing right now, but I hope by the end of this class it won't be as confusing.